So n8n have just recently released their own native MCP functionality, and it's going to be an absolute game changer for AI builders. And what this means is that we'll be able to connect to external tools like Claude and Lovable natively. So without further ado, let's head straight in and start working with the MCP connector. So once you guys are inside your instance, you just want to head down to settings, and then you'll see an option here for MCP access. So I'm going to click that, and you will have an option to tick on enable MCP. So we'll just enable that. And this should now give you the option to either connect via OAuth or access token. And you can see here that we are now given a server URL which we can copy when we want to connect to external platforms. So we're in Claude now, and what we can do is if we just head over to this search and tools here and go to add connectors, we can see that there's an n8n option here that we can select. Then we'll hit connect, and it'll ask us for a server URL. If we go back to our MCP from n8n, we see our server URL here. So we just copy this, go back to Claude, and just paste it in. Claude will now just ask for permission from n8n, so we'll just hit allow. And now if we just select that search and tools button again and go to manage connectors, you can see that our n8n is now connected to Claude. And if you also just head back to the chat and we go back to tools again, we can see that we have 3 different actions. One is execute workflow, one is get workflow details, and one is to search workflows. So we have this very basic emailer workflow, and in order to be able to connect this to Claude, what we'll need to do first is to click this publish button up here so that we can publish this workflow. And we'll just leave the version name as that, and we'll hit publish. So now we can see this little tick up here, which means that our workflow is published. And the next thing we can do is just click this 3 dots, go to settings, and now we'll be able to turn on the available in MCP, and then hit save. And if we just go back to our projects, we can see in the email sender workflow we have this little wire icon which says available in MCP. That's how you know our workflow is now available. So we're in Claude now. What we can do is we can get Claude to write us an email. So I'm just going to send this prompt here. And now that we have our email here, what we can do is we can just say use n8n to send this email to david@example.com, because we've given it access to this email workflow, and it has access to the MCP. If we send this message, it should be able to send the email to this email here. Also, usually it's going to prompt you here with buttons, and what you'll need to do is you'll need to do always allow, so that you don't have to keep selecting it. And Claude has now successfully sent our email to david@example.com. If we just have a look at Gmail, we can see that it has been sent here, and the email david@example.com is right here. So now I'm also going to show you guys how you can connect n8n to ChatGPT. And it works very similarly to Claude, except at the moment there isn't a native integration built inside ChatGPT, which means we'll have to set up ourselves. So firstly, we're going to go down to the bottom left corner where your icon is, and we're going to go to settings. And then you just want to go to apps and connectors. And then you just want to scroll down to advanced settings, and then turn on developer mode. And what developer mode will do, as stated here, it will allow you to add unverified connectors that modify or erase data permanently. And the reason why we need to do this is that if we just go back here, we do have a bunch of integrations here, but as you can see, n8n isn't one at the moment, but we can expect to see that soon. So now we can just select create app here, and we will need our MCP server URL again. So we'll just go back to n8n, we'll copy our server URL, and we'll just paste that in here. We also just want to make sure that authentication is set to OAuth, as that was what we were using before. I'm just going to call this n8n. And we'll take this here and hit create. Like before, we have this pop up again asking for ChatGPT access into n8n. I'm just going to click allow, and it is a success. Now we have our MCP set up with ChatGPT. For some reason, ChatGPT is having issues at the moment of setting up the MCP, but this is the correct method, and once this is back up running, it will work perfectly, so don't worry. So for the last example of the video, we're going to be using Loveable. And after you either logged in or signed up, you just want to go to the plus icon here, go to connectors, go to manage connectors, and you just want to go to scroll down, and you'll see n8n right here. You just want to click setup, connect, and here's where you'll need your server URL. So we'll just go back to n8n again, copy our server URL, and just paste it in here. And so we're just going to be using this standard banana 2 workflow. Again, just make sure that you've published it and that your MCP connection is turned on. here. And now what we're going to say is we're just going to ask it to create a sleek minimalistic front end for the Nano Banana workflow, which I just showed you in n8n. And we're just going to hit enter. And it's going to ask for some permissions here to check our n8n. We just wait. So you can see here it's asking for permission. I'm just going to say allow. And you can also just change this to always allow, so that you won't have to keep clicking allow. So I'm just going to do that next time I get a pop-up. And now we have a fully functioning front end for our Nano Banana workflow inside of n8n that we connected to Lovable using our MCP. And you can send this to a client or a customer. It just looks a lot better in here rather than using it in n8n. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this gave you an insight on how to use n8n's new MCP. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, leave a like because it helps to boost up my videos even more, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I'll also be leaving a link to my free school community in the description below, where we have more stuff like this, links to my workflows and my videos, and we also have a growing community of people who also want to learn AI. So that's all for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.